It is not often that Congress repeals a tax break for the middle class. But in 2021, when lawmakers passed the Consolidated Appropriations Act, they repealed a $4,000 tax deduction for education expenses. Why? Because taxpayers were confused by it. It turns out that many taxpayers chose to take the $4,000 tax deduction rather than a similar $2,000 tax credit for education expenses, because they did not understand the difference between a tax deduction and a tax credit. Tax deductions reduce your taxable income, whereas tax credits reduce the taxes you owe, dollar for dollar. Thus, for most taxpayers, a $2,000 tax credit is much more valuable than a $4,000 tax deduction. This is a relatively simple case of tax policy gone awry, but bad tax policy can have a much bigger impact on our lives. Taxes can influence how much we work, where we live, how much we save, how much we invest, what products we buy, and how many people a business can afford to hire. Taxes are as much about psychology as they are about economics. Indeed, an entire field of behavioral economics dedicates itself to understanding how we respond to taxes and what strategies tax authorities can use to make us more compliant. Taxes can make us do things we wouldn't normally do, and that change in collective behavior can impact the economy, often negatively. Many of us will go to great lengths for the simple pleasure of avoiding a tax. Who hasn't purchased something online to avoid paying local sales tax, or driven to another town because the tax on soda is cheaper? Yet other times we may not realize how tax policies have impacted things we take for granted. If you get your health insurance from your employer, for example, it is because the fringe benefit was made exempt from federal income taxes during World War II.